Hi.
Hi, this week's topic is connection with your partner specifically. So, how would you define connection?
It's interesting. I know what it is, but I also really strongly know what when we don't have it, when we're not. And I think that might be more helpful is I just feel disconnected. Okay, but I feel like we're like two ships. We aren't on the same page as often. The terminology that I'll use for you of like, okay, wait a minute, like we just need to pause for a minute and get back on the same page, and then from there things can get smoother. So.
Yeah, it's interesting for me. Connection. Early on in our marriage, I thought we always had to feel like we were connected, like we were always on the same page and that sort of thing.
Okay, that applies a lot of pressure.
Well, it does exactly,
Right?
and I think the thing that I learned from that mostly was that it wasn't about that we had to always be connected, but it was how we dealt with when we weren't, and how did we be able to sort of handle those things and move forward from that. And I think that was one of the most powerful things for me as I matured and as we matured in our relationship and understanding connection that way. So yeah.
Okay, so I actually do know how you do it, but what would you say your ways are?
Yeah, so the interesting thing for me is I got three things when I think about connection. First of all is that we don't always have to be connected, right? Like I said, and from that says, you know what? We might need space, and to be able to allow some space. So if I'm not feeling well, you're not feeling on, I don't know what stressors might be happening or that sort of thing. It's okay to have that space, that gap there, and allow for that time to process whatever it might be. And I think that's really important to do.
And you know, a tool that really helped when we did that was when we did our DISC assessment of just seeing behavioral styles.
Yeah.
You really do retreat,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And I used to like really think, oh my gosh, something's wrong. And
Yeah.
that was you just needing to, you knew what you needed
Yep.
to that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we all process, whatever it might be, challenges, grief, stress, things differently,
Yeah.
and allowing space for that, I think, is really important. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any other ways?
Yeah. So the second one is having a daily time to connect, and I think this is so powerful. When we started doing this a few years ago, where every morning we will connect in some way, right? So we will have a chance to be able to talk. And the thing that I find so valuable about that is if we've had a really busy day previously, and just haven't had a chance to connect, I know that the next day we will be. And for me, I'm a scheduler. I like to know things are on the calendar. Knowing that we're going to have some time every morning to be able to connect is really powerful, to be able to know that we can come back to that. And also, if we are in a period of really busy, like we have been over the past few weeks, that morning time I cherish so much. It's so good. Yeah.
And it's so
yeah.
interesting because it's something we didn't do for like the first 20 years of
Yeah,
our marriage.
yeah, so true.
And I so wish we had the tools, not living in regret, but I love that we encourage our married adult children to do that, of really building that connection.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
about anything else?
So the final thing is having some time to be able to do some long-term thinking, right? Some long-term planning or dreaming and vision work. And when we do that, we oftentimes will combine that with a vacation, say, where the two of us are away, and we just get some time to not only just be away, but also to consciously have some time and say, what do we want to do in the next 2, 5, 10, 20 years? Where we want our business to be, where we want our family, what do we want to be in terms of how we can support each other to grow as a husband and wife and stuff. So that time is really valuable, because when you have those
And that
long...
has helped, right? In between, when there's those hiccups
Yeah,
in
exactly.
between,
Yeah.
we still go, okay, wait a minute, like we know what the long term.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
speed bumps, and there always will be those speed
Yeah.
bumps, and that's okay. Those speed bumps aren't nearly as big as they used to be,
Yeah.
because we've got that long-term vision. So what about for yourself for connection? So,
I would say my biggest tool tip that I use is, go back to the example of when I know you just need space. For years I used to make that so much bigger and so much more about like me, and I did something horrible and I'm wrong, and then I would basically create even more problems,
Yeah.
right, on top of it. And so the question that I really got curious of asking myself all the time is, okay, wait a minute, what am I making this mean? Like, you need some time out, or maybe you reacted differently than it would be unusual. I really try to go back to that thought of going, okay, wait a minute, what am I making this mean? And then that brings it back to knowing, like, you're totally on my team.
Yeah,
Like, you're totally
yeah.
on my side. So clearly something's gone awry. And I think it is so important for everybody to know, like, remind ourselves of, are we thinking we have to always be on with our partner, always this connection? Or just recognizing, hey, I notice we're off, let's schedule some time to put it into our calendar to be able to do that.
Yeah, so you're right. We don't always necessarily have to be on in our connection, but we do know, and we're 100% solid on this, that we're always on each other's team, and we know that we'll have each other's back, and that's really important to be able to do that. So,
yeah, which leads to some really exciting work that we're doing, and that we want to bring it to you.
Yeah, we are planning a couples retreat in May called Thrive Together, Creating Better Connection. And we would love for you to watch for the announcement coming out very soon. But if you're a couple in business, or perhaps you're both in a corporate world, busy executives, we would love to invite you to come to our couples retreat.
Yeah, it's going to be one day here in Langley, and we're going to share all of the tools that we've learned. And by no stretch do we have it perfect by any stretch, but we really do feel we have some tools to be able to teach you, and then spend some one-on-one time with your partner to be able to help implement them too.
Yeah, perfect. So that's it for this week for Connection, but we would love to hear from you. Let us know how you like to connect with your partner.
Bye for now.
See you later.